Yeah, Pranav, I think we can start now. Just start with your introduction. Okay.
Okay, so first of all, welcome everyone. And yeah, we are organizing this workshop as behalf of Coding Club of NIT Meghalaya. And yeah, thanks for staying with us on your weekend. So from first year student and for the second year, so majority for the first year, it must be your first workshop. So yeah, you must be excited for that. And I'm also very excited to, share this knowledge and yeah, so that you can get a bit comfortable with that. So as you can see what the content of this workshop is. So first of all, why I am conducting this workshop and like who I am. So if you're not knowing, so I am your application development head from your college, and the second other two members, Prashant and Anbo, so they are application web development head, and they will be um, taking the some remaining parts. So first of all, as per the topic of this workshop, you can see it is like it's saying that open source version control and these things were there. And if someone is thinking that this is from the behalf of this coding club of NIT Meghalaya and I'm not related to coding, so it's not the case. Even whatever the department you consist of, like even if you're from mechanical branch or electrical, so yeah, this workshop is very valuable for you, and you must know these things what the version control is, because in your second or first or upcoming year you must need to work on any kind of software and any kind of project. So there this version control will comes into the picture, and yeah, that will be very helpful for you. So that's why it's for everyone. It's not the case that only CS and this coding related peoples have to know it. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, so we'll start with a bit of introduction, like what the version control things. And many of you, may not have started coding yet. So it's not the case that it is for only for the person who's, it is just the implementation will be very helpful. So we'll talk about them later. So yeah, so as per the topic of this workshop, you can see this is something about version control system. So what the version control system is, so yeah, we'll talk about that. So suppose if you are working on any project or any file, so maybe initially you won't start yet. Your upcoming months, you must face this kind of scenario where if you started to work on any file, okay. So first you have created some file. Let's take an example. The name of this file you have taken is like name.psd. This is just psd's Photoshop, so you don't have to worry about that. And you found that okay, this is file, and yeah, this is I'm doing good, but I need to do some more modification in that file, and I also want to keep that version and the current version also. So this is where version controls comes into the picture. So you want to store two version of that file. So what we can do, just copy that file with another file name and do some modification, and just with an, so yeah, we got a two version of that file. But suppose later on you thought that okay, I need to do some more version over there, and I just need to modify this file a bit more. So for that, you just copy that file again and into a third file, and you just consist of that. So but this is not the scenario, like if you're working on any huge software or any coding, so maybe there will be 100 of version of that file, so you don't want to create this 100 files for that. Okay, so maybe this kind of scenario a few of you are facing if you have started working on any kind of simple, like just over a single page coding also. So you must be facing that new.psd and new final, all these things. So so this is how version control will helpful, like this kind of scenario if you're facing, so that will be helpful for us. And what it is, so it is a software that tracks and manages changes to files over the time. Okay, so whatever the changes you are doing, so the software will tracking them, and you can access the previous version of that. And how that will happen, we'll see then. So yeah, so this version control system generally allow user to revisit earlier version of that file. Okay, so suppose if I'm working on any file and I've done some coding over there and some changes, and if I want to go to the back previous version for that, so what I can do, like I can just delete the added code. But that won't be a good idea, because if I want to retain both of version for that. So for that, this things comes into the picture. Now you also be thinking that okay, the thing that you said, version control, we can see it a bit, but how git comes into the picture? Like why we need the git for that? Version control is good if we are working on project or something, but why to use Git for that? Okay, so this is just a mean, like, if you're working before that, if you got a file structure like final to final and this final for the real time, so this is what we do as an object for many time. Okay, so but if you're working for the Git, so Git will be very helpful for us. And so as an example, suppose if I want to work on laptop. Okay, so there are a lot of varieties of laptop, like just companies for that, like Lenovo, Asus, and all those things. So if I'm choosing Asus or something, so I'll say that I have Asus laptop. So the same scenario is here. If you're working on this version control system, so we must have to choose any one of this version control. So we use Git for that. And now why we use Git? Because it has a lot of pros over the as compared to other version control system, like, and even 90% population of this world, like this developers, use Git as a version control. And yeah, there are a lot of version positive things for that, and we'll say that in next slides. So yeah, it is just one of the many version control system available today. And other well-known one sides like Subversion is there, CVS is there, Mercurial is there, but they have got some disadvantage. So that's why we using this. And okay, so these were the just a bit introduction of this version control, like why this version control is there and why we are using it. So before that, just I want to have a bit your confirmation that you're getting this point or not, like why this version control is there and why we need to implement it. Like just version control, if you're working on any software or any file, so there will be a lot of versions for that. Like a version, you just know it, like as by then name, different version will contain different features, like they will be different in their features, code and implementation will be there. So that's why it's not the case that suppose if you're starting working on any software, so you'll just start creating that software and you will just finally you will build up. No, there will be hundreds of phases in them. Okay, so and if you want to consist or retain codes of all those phases, so you won't gonna create hundreds of files for that, and just every file have a name like final, this final, finalist, and all those things. Okay, so like all of you are getting that why this version controls things is there and why we should learn this. Like if you wouldn't have learned this thing, so we should have created those kind of file structure, and that won't be very beneficial for us, because yeah, we are engineers and we must doing this kind of smart work. So till now, are you getting this point, like why this version control system is there and why we need to use any kind of software or for that, how this is beneficial for us? If you're not getting it, so I can repeat it a bit. And yeah, because if you're from first year and you have not started coding it, so you may not relating it a bit, but yeah, that is you're gonna learn it. So any of you can respond, like how it is going and you're getting it or not, what's the new terminology you're facing here. And if someone is thinking that I'm not getting what it is, so it's okay, we'll explain them next slides. So any question till now from any of you?
Is this a kind of a software or a program?
No, it is not a program. It is a software that will install in our computer and that will keep track of those changes. Suppose if I'm working on any project, okay, today, and I want to say to that software that, okay, whatever the phase of that software is, just take a snapshot of that snapshot, like whatever the code is there, whatever the folder structure is there. So I'll say that, okay, take a snapshot of that, and now I'm starting working on this software from now. And in the future, if I will ask you that, okay, give me that version of the software that I've said you on 26th of December, so it will just show this up. So it's not a program, it is a software that will keep track of the changes that we are doing on our program, software, projects, or whatever it is. So it is not a program, it is a software, and we'll just install it. And yeah, anything else?
So
Because
basically, it stores the progress from the day one till the end.
yeah, it's store the progress, and it's not the case that we are working on that project for 10 days, so it is store progress of each day. No, it will store only those progress which I want him to store, I want them to store. So there will be further steps for that, like how I can say that so how can I can say that software that you have to store this version or not. So yeah, it will you're right. but we have a control over there. Like it's not the case that the whole changes will be tracked by them. No. And yeah, more question, because it's a new things for you, so you must got a curiosity that how this things is and what it is. So I want some more
Means
questions.
means we do the coding, other works in the like projects of coding. It's only save all the projects, or it will check error also.
No,
No, it
actually,
won't.
Manish, Pranav, I wanna answer this.
Mhm.
Manish, this is a software we are using to suppose you are a writer, you are writing a book, okay, and you have written 3 4 chapters, but then you realize that the last chapter you have written, you doesn't want it like this. You wanna change it a bit from the middle of that chapter, okay. So how are you gonna do it? You are not gonna do it like you are not going to clear it totally, okay. So when we are using this software, uh, we are going to add some checkpoints, and at those checkpoints this software will store our information, and whenever we want to go back there, we can go back, okay.
Okay, sir, I understand.
Yeah, some more questions from first year student or from the second, like what it is, because now we are just I'll give one more example of to clear it a bit. So anyway, if till now you have not cleared some points, so yeah, in next example the things will be more clear. So let's come to the point again. Now, as I said, like we are using Git as our version control system. So what is the benefit of that? So yeah, it track changes across multiple files. Obviously, like if you're working on one file and you just saved it, so by saving that file, it will only save that file on. It will work on that only that particular file. But with the help of Git, it will track the changes of several file, folder, nesting, and directories, all this thing. And yeah, it compares version of that project. Yeah, time travel. Obviously, suppose today I work on any project, and in the future, if I want to back to this today's version, so yeah, I can access this easily with the help of this version control system. Revert to previous version, yeah, that's a pros over there. Collaboration and stage shared changes. Now how this collaboration is, so we'll talk about them later by implementation. They're implementing, and this combine changes. So yeah, how this combine changes there, we will also send them. So let's take an example over there. So if you got many, just a bit of things are not clear. So by the help of this example, things may be a bit more clear. So suppose if you're starting a new project, or if you started working on this project. So first you have initialized that project, and this project is, I'm taking an example of a web page. Okay, so it's not the case that you started creating any web page, or you just started and you just finished this. No, there will be many phases for that. Okay, so we'll talk about those phases, and just try to relate it with your because these are the things that you're gonna do your upcoming months, upcoming years. So if you are thinking that okay, this is not I've done, so obviously you have to do it in the future. So that's why you are learning those things. So let's I've initialized a project, and I'll just take an example of a simple web page. Okay, one screen of the web page. So I've initialized that project. I've created this navigation bar for that project, the search bar and all those things. And after that, I've added some content of the body. This first version, initially I've created a navigation bar for that. After that, I've added the first row for that, the content of the body of that web page. After that, I've added something at the footer, like some bottom part, the second row of that. And yeah, later on I thought, okay, it's good to just change the theme of that web page. So with the help of that software, I set the software to take a snapshot of this project in these phases. When I suppose I've added a top navigation bar. Okay, so I said my software that okay, take a snapshot of that phase, and if in future I will ask you that give me the codes and the file structure of that time when I have only added top navigation bar. So yeah, that will give us. And if the software was not there, so what we could have done, we have created a file, and we have just copied that file to another file, and have some modification in the file. So this will be just very yeah. So after adding this dark theme, suppose if I had done some modification this navigation bar for that, and if you're working on any project, so maybe your boss said that okay, whatever you have done, that was quite good, but I don't like the color, the dark theme and these things, whatever you had added. So, but in your mind, you also want to retain those code. Okay, so what you could do, you can just copy this folder and store it somewhere, and you start working on the current folder. But with the help of this version control system, what we can do, you can go to the previous version, when you have said your software that okay, keep this version, this first bottom row store, and when in the future I'll ask you that give me that version, so it will give you that version. So you have also retained that navigation bar in a dark theme, and you have also this first row bottom version was also there, and you will start working from there. Okay, so now we are at this light theme, though we also have the code of that dark theme, but we can implement them in the future if you need. Okay, so we have this white theme, and I have added some content over there. The third row is adding, and yeah, some footer is there. And later on in the future, if I want that, okay, like I've added some footer over there, and I also want to just merge those things. Like there was a time when I have this dark theme, and right now I've only added footer for that, and I want both of those codes to merge. So yeah, you can also do this with the help of this git, or we can say this version control system. So this we can say combination is there, and how those things will be there, we'll cover them in just your other member will say how these things will be done. But for now, the main intention is we have to just think that why we need these things, why we need this git or this VCS, because it will take a snapshot of all these phases of this project, and it just it is only about a single page web page. Okay, so maybe there were scenarios when we are working on a huge software or a huge project, so there were thousands or maybe hundreds of this snapshot. So we're not gonna create hundreds of copied version for that file. Okay, so yeah, with the help of this version control system, even suppose I've created this website, and if I want to go back to this previous version, we have only added this top navigation bar, so yeah, we can reach out to that version easily, and we also retain this current version. So this is how these things are very helpful for us. So do you got it, like what this version control system is there a bit, like why we need this with the help of example that I've shown, the web page example. Like it's not the case that if you're creating you just simply create it, the phase things and how the snapshot is working over there. And if you can ask anything, if you don't understand it properly, like the need of this git. Yeah, it control past, and we can also control past, present, and the past both. We can add it, and there are a lot of just and positive things are also there. So this is just a basic overview for that why we need these things.
Sir, is it like an assistant?
Yeah, yeah, you can say it is like an assistant. Whenever you'll say into to save a code or save that snap version of that code, so yeah, they will save it.
Okay. Okay, sir. But you said it will be saved by our voice, or we have to type anything?
Yeah, we have few commands for that. We don't say just okay, save my file. No, we have few commands for that. So we'll write those, and if you want to communicate with that assistant, so there are few languages for that. So for that, we need to learn some commands, and with the help of that command, we'll communicate with them.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, a few more questions from first assistant. And if you're not getting something, yeah.
Yeah, it is not like that kind of software that you use like Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint. It is a basically git line, we can say command line tool. It is a command line tool. You have to use some kind of command for that. Okay.
Any question from first year or second year? Any of you? Like maybe many of you can't relate it properly because you have not started working on any kind of project, but obviously, you're going to work on that on the future, so that's why we need it.
Yash Raj Gupta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Have you understood why we need version control system?
Yes, so because only we have to save all our commands and all our data that we do during the coding system. Like we make projects, so in order to save them for future use, like in web development or app development, different fields. That's why.
Yeah, you are right to some extent, but no, we use version control system to you know to store our changes whenever we want to revert back to our uh, some project what it was in past, like some 15 days back or 1 month back or any time back. So for that we use it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Utkarsh, Utkarsh Vash. Utkarsh Vash, can you hear me?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
does it create an alternative version of the current file we were working on, and then we work on the alternative version?
No, actually, it just save your changes. Like whatever changes you have done
Yeah.
at a proper point, and you whenever you want to save your changes, no, then you give it a command, and at that point of time, whatever changes you have made from the past, it will save those changes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
Anubhav, one more question is there in chat box from
Okay.
Konika Taraftar. Yeah.
No, it doesn't auto save our progress. We have to give it some commands to save the changes or progress, whatever we need. Okay. Sachin Kumar,
Yes, sir.
have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, 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 fine. Mm,
I don't have
someone
raised
has
their
raised
hand.
the hand. Information also saves the neighbor. No, Deepti, actually it saves the changes, whatever changes we have made. Okay. And on the basis of these changes, we can revert back to our past version. Like, say we have written one line. Suppose you are writing a Word file and you have written one line. After that, you have deleted it. But before deleting it, you have given it the command to save that version. So in the past, if you want that line, no, then you can give it some command and it will give you back that line, whatever you have deleted. Okay. Yeah. And
There
thank you
is
for
one more question from
participating, Richter.
Richard Chakma.
Yeah. Suppose uh, actually, Richter, your question is not clear. What are you wanting to ask? Just clarify it a bit. Okay. Manish, we will give you the whole experimental demonstration of this software. You will be installing it and then using it. Okay. So just question regarding have you understood what is version control system and why we need it? Okay. Till that part now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Who is this?
Sir, if I want to change something in the checkpoint,
Yeah.
I want to go back. So what will happen to the remaining parts, which is above the checkpoint? Will it get
Uh,
deleted for me, or will it be there?
I mean, you are asking you are at a certain point, and before that point, some time back you have created a checkpoint. See in the figure, like you are saying that if you are on update navbar and you want to go back to finish bottom row, then what will happen to update navbar? You are asking that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then it won't be get deleted. It will also be saved. Whenever you want to go back there, you can go back there also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the photo which we are seeing in the screen, it is look like wave. We are making wave like a file.
Yeah. Like
We just
we have taken an example of it, please. Okay. It can be applied to anything, any project you are working on. Yeah, Supriya, you have raised the hand.
Good evening, sir.
Good
So
evening.
I had a question that for every single task that we will be performing, is there a particular command for each and every task, or some tasks are generalized?
Like not each and every task, but whatever you want to do, whatever you want software to do, you have to give it some command.
So
Like
is
if you
it
want
just
to
like
add a
programming?
checkpoint, no, it's not like programming. See, there are two types of user interfaces. One, we are mostly familiar with graphical user interface, and there is one other thing, command line interface. Like if you know terminal or command prompt in Windows, so we give some commands there, and that thing does its work. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
in yeah, yeah, go ahead.
No, sir, that's it. I just wanted to know about the commands, how to give the commands, and is it like programming or not?
No, it's not like programming, but we have some already defined commands for that for every task. Okay.
Yes, sir. Now I understood because now you said command prompt, so I understood now.
Okay, no problem. And Harshit has asked something. We have to give command like we give in command prompt. Yeah, Harshit, we have to give it commands for every task. Kishan, you have asked me it will only work when we are working on a project. Kishan, you will only need it when you are working on a project. Okay. Any other question from anyone else?
Sir, some questions left in the chat box.
Like how we using VCS more advantages than just saving a new copy of the project after some changes. Okay, so what's your name? Adam Ebok Wankar. Okay, Adam. So you are asking that what are advantages? See, if you are not using Git, then you will be what you will be doing for every new change. You will be copying that file and saving it with some other name and some other updated name with just few changes. So see, if you have done 50 changes, then for that those 50 changes you will be having 50 different files. Okay, and if every file will be just a bit different from other file, and you will be consuming so much of space. Okay, to save the all that space and those conflicting files, we are using this software. Okay, Eden, is your doubt clear now?
Sir, we can also rename the file again.
I couldn't understand.
Sir, as you have told that if new updates come, we will save the file and it will become 50 or more than files.
Yeah.
So, sir, so we can also rename the old files so it does not go long.
yeah, we can rename them. Like whatever the changes is there, like inside the code of that file, inside the content of that file, inside the structure of that file, name of file, whatever the kind of change. So it will track all those changes. So it's not the case that the name of that file should remain same. No,
Actually,
any
he's
type of
asking
changes.
something else, I think. Manish, can you repeat your question?
Sir, as you have told कि as new updates of name come, we
You can
will
also ask
save
in
the file
Hindi, no
again and
problem.
again. Yes,
Manish,
sir.
you can also ask in Hindi if you are not comfortable in English. No
सर
problem.
जैसे कि आप कहें ना कि फाइल को नया मतलब नेम आएगा तो उसको फिर से बार बार सेव करने पे जैसे हैवी हो जाएगा, लार्ज नंबर ऑफ फाइल बन जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ
तो जैसे ओल्ड फाइल है उसको रीनेम भी तो सर कर सकते हैं ताकि एक फाइल
रीनेम
को
रीनेम
वापस से
करने
अलग
से
ना। हाँ
ओके ओके
हाँ
रीनेम
सर।
करने से क्या फायदा होगा? बस नाम चेंज होगा, या फिर
हाँ सर।
तुम ऐसा बोलना चाह रहे हो कि ओल्ड फाइल को हम डिलीट कर सकते हैं? तो अगर ओल्ड फाइल को हम डिलीट कर देंगे तो वो वाला चेक पॉइंट हमारा चला जाएगा ना। अगर हम किसी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे सोचेंगे कि फर्स्ट या सेकंड वाला जो हमने चेंज किया था, उस चेंज वाले टाइम पे जैसी फाइल थी हमको वैसी चाहिए, और हमने वो डिलीट कर दी है, तो फिर हमें वो नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा, राइट?
समझ गए सर। यस सर।
या नो
थैंक
प्रॉब्लम।
यू सर।
क्या
Yeah, I think
एक्सटेंड?
Anubhav, Pranav, we should like carry on this because
ओके
when they will
Yeah.
do some kind of practice
या
or
या
some
या
kind of like project on that, then they will understand it better. Because the questions are like similar questions are coming again and again. I think.
या
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that, Prashant will tell you how to implement those things. And those who have no, have not laptop right now or have joined through phone, so be stay there. It's not the case that we are installing any software in laptops. So only those who have laptops, those only can understand. No, it's for everyone. So be there, and the Prashant will show you the real life implementation of these things and how this is beneficial for us. So yeah, thanks for that.
Well, thank you, Pranav. You please stop sharing your screen. I think my screen is visible. So before starting with the installation part, we will be getting to know some terms that in developer terms or in Git terms are commonly used. So when we will be working with Git or we will be working with any project, then this term repository, it will be commonly used there. So what exactly is a repository? So we can say in a Git repo is a workspace which tracks and manages files within a folder, or in simple terms you can say it is a folder that will be containing your project, but it will be tracked and managed by the Git. Let's say these all are the files and folders, and this folder you instruct your
Prashant,
Git.
Prashant,
Yes.
can you make it just full screen?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so these all are the folders, and the first folder you can see here is you instruct your Git that we will be working our project here. So you will have to track and manage all the changes that will be inside this folder. So this will be called as a repository or a Git repository. And you can have as many as repositories as you want. Like for I want to create a website, I can have that project in this repository. Now I want a startup, I want to work on a startup, so then I can create a repository for working on my startup. Or you can say like I have an idea, I want to create a movie script, so you can create a different repo for that different project. So now basic Git workflow, how does Git works? We can say what we will be doing with the Git. So first of all, let's say we have some stuff. We will be working on some stuff. In the stuff, we can have any like text file, we can have our like HTML file, we can have our graphic, we can have our painting, like etc. Whatever you are working on. So let's say we have created something, we have edited something, or we have deleted some files. So then we have made changes, then we will be adding those changes. Or we can say you will be whatever changes you have made to some particular files. So then you will be bringing those files to a particular stage so that those files you have made changes can be saved or can be committed. So whatever changes you have made to some particular files, you bring those changes to here. And for doing that, we will have some commands and we will be getting to know after. So you have bring those changes here. So now we have to commit those changes. What exactly commit means is like you have something, you are saving something, or we can say you were taught earlier that a checkpoint. So what checkpoint exactly do is like you have almostly all you have played games like Super Mario was there and they contains checkpoints. So after checkpoint you are working, and if you like meet you dead, so you get back to that checkpoint and you start moving from there. So it is same as that. So you are creating a history and saving all those commits or all those changes. I think everything is clear to now. Moving further, so we have like we will be having some git commands. So let's, this is our first command, that is initializing a repo or creating a repo. Now that we know we have a repository or we are having a folder in which we are pushing, we are working with our project. So how do you know that it is Git is keeping track of that or not? So for creating that repo that is tracked and managed by Git, you need to run this command, that is git init. As soon as you run this command git init, your repo will be tracked and managed by Git. So from the time being you run git init in your folder or in your particular project, so from that time Git will be tracking all the changes that you will be making. So now what? Git is watching you. Whatever you will be making changes, Git will be watching you and it will be tracking all the changes. But you will be guiding him or you will be instructing like what changes you need to keep, what changes you need not. So this is for checking the status. We have a next command, that is git status. Now you have made some changes. You need to know what is the status of your project. Like, so you will be running git status. It will provide you the information of current status of a git repository or its content. Like you can run git status to see whether it is your git repository or it is a single folder. So when you will be running git status, if it is a git repository, it will produce some output, and if it is not a git repository, it will produce a error like fatal, this is not a git repository. Or any files you will be changing, those files will be shown with some colors. We can say for untracked file there will be a red color of text file, text name there, and for the tracked ones there will be green after adding to those changes. Moving further, now comes, you have made changes, you have firstly created a git repo, you have made some changes. Now you need to, whatever changes you have made to some particular files, you need to bring those changes to a particular platform, to a particular stage, so that whatever the changes you have made can be committed or can be saved. So this is known as adding changes or staging changes. For staging your changes or adding your changes, we have a command, that is git add. Or for saving all the changes once, we can use git add space dot. So, or it's a way of telling it, please include these changes in our next commit. So whatever the files that you have made changes after git add, all the file changes will be, when you will commit, those all file changes will be saved. So, or one, we can say why we need a stage, like why we need to git add, why we can't commit, or why we can't directly save those changes. Because first we need to tell like what particular files you will be saving. Let's, for an example, let's say you go to a wedding, right? And now you need to capture a photo with the bride and groom. So for capturing a photo, you need to go to a stage and then stand with the bride and groom, and then photographer will be able to click your photo, right? So for taking that picture by the photographer, first you need to move to the stage, right? So that the photographer would be able to click your picture with a bride and groom. So it is same here. For adding changes, you need to bring all the changes that you made to a stage so that those changes can be committed. So this is the term that we are using, committing, committed. What is commit actually? And already we have told earlier what commit is. As I told earlier, it is similar to as a checkpoint, or we can say as saving in a video game or a checkpoint. So when you commit something, so whatever the changes that you have made will be saved in a particular commit that you have. Here git commit, this is the command that we will be using for committing our changes or files. So dash m stands here for message. This here you will be putting your message, like you have made changes some specifically, like let's say you have added changes to your to-do list, and you have added your breakfast routine, right? So you will be specifically telling here like git commit dash m added. Instead of message, you will be typing here, let's say, added breakfast schedule, so that if you come back or if you see the history, you could be able, or you would be able to easily understand, oh, this change is referred to my breakfast schedule, so that if I don't want this, you can simply revert that comment or simply go back, right? So this is once again the workflow. Here this is the working directory. Directory is simply, we can say in simple term, it is a folder. So working directory, we are working on a folder, we are working on our project, we are making changes. Now we have made changes. So as I told earlier, for you have made changes, but for committing, you need to bring those changes to a particular stage. As we told earlier, for caption photo, you need to move to the stage. So it is same. So, but what command we will be using for that moving to staging area is git add, right? So now we have bring our changes to the staging area. So now we are able to save those changes. Now we can commit. So whatever the changes we had, now we can use the command git commit, and whatever the changes we have will be saved and will be stored in our repository. So moving further, I think, yeah, everything is clear, but how, like you will be you will have this question in mind, I think, like itna theory कैसे करें कैसे इसको, right? So let's do it practically now. I am so excited, can't wait. Let's move. So first of all, we will need to install git, right? So you can visit this https git scm while we still are at slides. We have to do it practically, right? Let's install the git first. So first we have to go to our Chrome, let's say, and just search git or git scm. That, let's say I search git. I will be opening this, and here you can see this. You just have to, for Windows, you have to click here download for Windows, and as soon as you click here, a file will be starting download. As I already have downloaded it, so I will be canceling it, but you can go here and click on it so that git can be downloaded to your local repository or your local computer. So let's say I have already file in my computer here. So this is the file that will be downloaded. So now we need to install it. How we will be installing it? So just click on the file. So click yes. So you have to press next here. This is the location of your file. Okay, we want it here. Oh, already exit. Would you like to install the folder anyway? Yes, I want. So here, this is git base. Do it as it is. Next, right? Click next. Let git decide. Yeah. Okay. No, I want actually here my main branch. So I will be selecting this. Next. Okay. use git bash only. This is the recommended version, so we will be going with this. Click the next. Use bundle open SSH. So I will be going with the git, going with the git, okay, going with the git next, going with the git, right? So it is the default fast forward or merge. So next, this is the git credential manager. So as it is, move to the next. Enable file system caching next. We need to know these new files, so we will be going with the next, and after installing it will be started. So you all can see git is installing now. Yeah. Well, this is installed. Okay, I don't want it now. Finish. So now git is installed in our laptop. Okay, so now let's say we have a folder here. First we will be creating a new folder, right? Let's say this is for our git. Name it as test, or you can name it as a project, right? We have name it as test. Now whenever you will be clicking right of your mouse, as soon as you click, you will see this prompt, and here you can see this option git bash here. Click on the git bash here, so a prompt will be open. So this is a prompt git uses. We will be running all the git commands here, or any other commands that we need to run. Okay, I think इसको बड़ा करते हैं और ये नीचे. So first of all, we have moved to our folder, but अभी हम this folder is empty. So let's say we have created a text file create करते हैं. So we will be creating a text file inside it. Right, इसको नाम देते हैं dummy.txt. So it will be before. First of all, we can say now we have a folder. We are working in this folder. So now we need to initialize it because we want our files to be tracked and managed by Git. So we need to tell Git that this is our project, this is our repository. So you need to track all the changes that we will be making in this folder. So for that, what we do is just click right here, then open git bash here, whatever your project, where your project is, and then just simply run git init. Think if it is now the command is clear, I think.
Prashant, can you? Yeah, the font is okay now.
Okay, so git init.
Yeah, it's okay now.
As soon as we run this command git init, we can see it is initialized empty git repository in C, right? This is initialized. So now I can move, and you can see here, if it is clear, if you can see here, a .git folder is created. Actually, this is a hidden file. If you don't see it, it is a hidden. If you allow hidden items there, then you can see .git. So it basically tells us that this is a repository that is controlled, managed, and tracked by Git, right? So now we have this repository .git. Let's say now again we will be running our command. We want to check what is the status of our project. So there is a command. Can anyone tell what is the command for checking your status inside a Git repo? Can anyone tell?
Git status.
Yeah, well said. So okay, let me run git status. इसको फिर से बड़ा करते हैं. Okay, then git status, right? So it says we have on branch mean no commits yet, but there is a untracked file dummy.txt, right? It is showing it in the red color because we have created a file, but we haven't bring it to a staging area, or we haven't committed it yet, right? So that's why it is showing it red. It is saying that it is untracked. So we need to bring it to a stage because it is a file that we have made changes. Like this is our main parent folder, and by creating a file inside a parent folder is considered to be a change. Like you have created a new text file inside your parent folder. So now we need to bring this to a stage, that is we need to git add, right? But let's say we don't use the command git add, we just do git commit and see what will be happening, right? Like why we need to bring to our changes to stage, we can simply commit, right? So let's say git commit, it will do or not. So what it says, so it says nothing added, untracked file. Is that wait, just wait, get status, let me check. So this is still red, you can see this is not added yet. So first we need to bring it to the staging area. So what we will be doing is git add. If you want a particular file to add your staging area or bring to your staging area, you can have the command git add space, and then you can simply write your file name that you want particularly to be staged. But if you want all the files that you have changed till now, you can simply run git add space dot. So it will bring all the files that you may have made changes to the staging area, right? So as soon as I run this command, let's say I have git add dot is run already. So let's see the status. Is it all now red or green? Let's say get status, we want to check. So now you can see here a new file dummy.txt. So this is now tracked, right? As soon as we run the git add dot command, this change is moved to a stage. Now it is on a stage, and now it is has been tracked. So the untracked file is now tracked, and the color changes to dummy.txt, right? I think all the things are pretty much clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, you can ask anytime.
Bhaiya, whatever you write, I don't understand.
Oh, okay. I have just run the commands that I made you understand earlier. We have git, let's say we move from the starting. We have git init command, right?
But how we can? First year,
Let's
मतलब first semester student, what?
Actually, Dharpal, we are not making these commands by ourselves. These are
these
some predefined commands, like you have formulas in maths predefined. Like that only, these commands are predefined for some special purposes. Like if you want to create a folder like a Git repository, you need to give the command git init. That will initialize that folder as a Git repository. Okay? So you just need to memorize these commands, nothing else.
right. Is your doubt is clear now, or anything else?
Okay.
These commands are predefined, like we are not creating these commands. You have to remember these commands actually. So everything was clear. Let's run again git status. Git status, right? So you can see here. So we have bring our files to the staging area. Now what we do have to do next? Like anyone can tell me what we have to do next?
Git commit. Git commit.
Git commit. Yeah, well said. So now we have to commit this. So git commit, and we have to tell our commit that what specifically this commit contains. So we will be giving a message here. Let's say created a new file, dummy, right? Commit, but this commit will not be committed actually. Is committed or not? Created a new file dummy. Oh, actually, yeah. So why this commit is committed actually? My Git is already configured. Actually, I uninstalled Git and then installed for you to be familiar with it. But when you will be installing your Git first time and running your and committing your command, you need to configure your Git to tell your username or email, right? So for that, you have to enter some specific commands for providing your username to your Git. Let me back to my slide. So these are the configuring your Git commands. This for your username, this for your email. Whenever you will be installing first, this is you have to do only once. Once you enter your command, then you can commit easily. Okay, so I already have entered my commands, these commands actually. So that's why the git bash doesn't produce any error. But if you will be committing, it may produce an error that say like git your username is not defined or something like that. So you will have to enter those commands for configuring your git, right? So I think the everything is pretty much clear, and if you have any doubts, like I can show you again. Let's say we have made some more changes. Create dummy.txt and let's type something here. Let's type something here. Okay, so we have made changes these to our text file, right? Okay, then cutting it. Now we want to see that is there we have made changes to our state to our text file. Now let's see is git tracking or not. So for tracking you have to run a command that is called get status, right? Get status. So as you can see here, it shows modified dummy.txt, right? Everyone can see it. So as soon as I made changes to any file and this is untracked, so it as I run get status, it is producing this output that modified dummy.txt, and this is untracked, so that's why it is in red color, and red color is a sign of warning, right? So as soon as we have made changes and we have to stage these changes so that we can be committed or these files can be tracked by git. So now please anyone tell what I have to do next.
Git add.
Yeah, right. So git add, actually this is not the full command. You have to tell me the full command. Like I have a particular file.
That space dot.
Git add.
Git add dot.
Git add space dot.
Space
Right.
and dot.
Yeah. Git add space and dot is for staging your all the files in singly. And if you want your particular file, you can git add space your particular file name. So let git add and we want space, right? A space space and then dot. Okay, so we have bring our changes to the stage. So let's see the status. Is this tracked or is still untracked, right? So please someone tell me what I have to do next.
Git commit.
That is for
Git
committing.
status.
Yeah, I want to check the status actually, right? Git status. Yeah, well said. So we will be running git status. Okay, so you can see here it is modified and dummy.txt, but we can see the color of this is changed to green, and you can see here changes to be committed, right? And if you see here changes not staged for commit, you can see this message here, changes not staged for commit. That's why this is showing this red. And here, as soon as you add these changes to your stage, git add space then dot, so it says changes to be committed, like it is moving a step further by this. And so these are now tracked and moved to your stage. So now we have to commit those changes. So now please someone tell me what I have to do next. Now I want to commit. I forgot the command. Can anyone please
Git
tell
commit.
me? Okay,
Git
the
commit
full
dash
command.
m.
Yeah, git commit dash m. So
Git
can you
commit dash m.
anyone please also specify any specific message that you want to be committed? Like we have made changes to our dummy.txt, right? So what message you want to give to the that commit, right?
Get commit dash I am get
Yeah.
commit dash get commit dash m. I am from
Okay.
Meghalaya.
Oh, that I am from Meghalaya. You are giving some message that is irrelevant to your commit, right? We haven't we haven't written this statement I am from Meghalaya in your dummy.txt, or it is, we can say this is totally irrelevant. Why it is irrelevant? Let's say, just think, you are watching your commit history. Let's say you have made 3 commits, first, second and third. In first you have added your breakfast schedule, and in the second commit you have added your, like we can say, afternoon lunch schedule, and in the third commit you have added your dinner schedule, right? So but instead of giving the message in the commit of like added lunch schedule, and you are writing that I am potato, I am tomato, or something any irrelevant, right? So if you come back, can you, by watching, can you tell like where is your lunch schedule, which commit does contain your lunch schedule? Not na, like I think you can remember this for around 1 2 day or 1 2 weeks or 1 month, but if you come back after a long time, let's say 1 month, you will not be remembering this, right? So you will be pretty much confused, like I have added a commit that contain my lunch schedule, but now I am not able to figure it out where, like where that commit is actually right now. So but instead of giving that message I am potato or something, you can simply edit like added lunch schedule. So whenever you will be coming back, you will be coming back in a year or in, 5 years, so you will be understanding it, right? So you need to give the relevant message. This is very much necessary actually. Like for when you will be working in a team, or when you will be working with big projects, this will help a lot. So we have added some text here, right? So now please tell me a relevant message that I can put here.
Study routine, sir. We can add commit a study routine.
स्टडी रूटीन, देखो यहाँ पे हमारा डमी डॉट टी है, राइट? हमने इसमें टेक्स्ट पुट किया था, राइट? यही है ना फाइल हमारा, दिस इज आवर फाइल,
Yes, sir.
एंड वी हैव रिटन हियर लेट्स टाइप समथिंग हियर, राइट? हमने इसमें अपना स्टडी रूटीन अभी नहीं डाला है, राइट? अगर हम स्टडी
Yes.
रूटीन डालते तो हम कह सकते थे वी हैव एडेड आवर स्टडी रूटीन। सो जो हम चेंज कर रहे हैं वो हमें बताना है कमिट में। अगर हम फाइल क्रिएट करते हैं, वी विल बी टाइपिंग अ मैसेज क्रिएटेड अ पर्टिकुलर फाइल और क्रिएटेड समथिंग। सो नाउ यू कैन से इफ आई write here my study routine, then I will commit the message I have added my study routine or added study routine, right? So I have just randomly wrote here something. Let's say I am adding my study routine. Oh, just wait. I am adding my study routine, right? Oh, okay. I will be, oh, 4th ज़्यादा जल्दी हो गया। I will be rising, I will awake at 6 a.m. Then I will do something. Then let's say 9 से हम पढ़ेंगे, 9 a.m. study time, राइट, इसको कंसिडर करते हैं, दिस इज आवर स्टडी रूटीन. ओके, so saving this and then cutting it. Now we have made changes once again, right? So we need to can anyone suggest first what we should do, because we have made changes so we can't commit actually. We
We
can
git
commit actually, we can commit, but the committed file will be the changes that we have made earlier. So please someone tell me what command I have to run.
Git status, then फिर
Yeah, very
add.
well said. Yeah, git status, right? We want to check our status. So it's you can see here it says modified dummy.txt and changes not staged for commit, and this is in red color, right? So we have untracked changes and we have to keep the changes to track, or we have to stage those changes. So please specify the command I have to run now.
Git status space
Oh,
to.
no,
git
git
add
status.
space
Yeah, git
doc.
add. Yeah, very well. Because we need to stage those changes. We have already seen the status. Okay, so we will be
Prashant,
git add. Yes, Anubhav?
Prashant, yeah.
Yes.
This time, after git add, just write the file name so that they will understand. We can also add specific files.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we will be adding our stages, adding our changes to the stage by particular file name this time. So we have made changes to this dummy.txt, right? So we want only this particular file to be staged. So we will be giving the instruction to get that we want dummy.txt to be staged. So we will be running git add and we want our particular file that is dummy.txt. So we will be giving the name here dummy.txt. So what it will do, it will just do the, whatever the file name you have given to your git add message. So it will bring that file to your stage. So, okay, now let's see the status, whether it shows it red or green. So now you can see this is changed to green, or we can say our changes are staged. Okay. So now tell me what I have to do. Anyone?
So we will again make a change.
No,
into
why
file.
we will making a change? We have already made changes in a routine.
Sir, now we will commit with message.
Git commit.
Yeah, we will be committing because we have bring our changes to stage. Now we need to commit those changes, or we can say we need to save those changes to a checkpoint. Okay, so we will be git committing, git commit dash m, and now tell me what message I should write here.
Routine added.
Added study timetable.
Yeah, very well said. We can added study timetable. This is relevant. Added study timetable, right? Added study timetable, and we have committed this. So you can see whatever the file, whatever the changes we have made, one file change and 3 insertions, because we have made 3 insertions, or we have added 3 lines. So now let's check the status. Is it showing get status? Okay, what is showing? So we can see here our branch meaning there is nothing to commit. Working tree is clean, because already whatever the changes we had, we have committed those changes, and now we don't have anything to be committed. So I think everything is pretty much clear, and if anyone have any doubts, you can ask me now. Yeah. Yeah, do anyone have any doubts?
Sir, all the changes what we make to the file will remain in the system only, no?
Yes, whatever the changes that you have made will be in the file, let's say. But देखो, the changes that you have made earlier or that you have deleted will be saved in the commit. But when you do a next commit, let's say we have deleted something and then we have added something, and we created or we have committed a new commit, right? तो हमने नया commit किया and we have deleted something. So the thing that we have deleted will be removed, but that thing that we have removed will still be present in the previous commit, right? क्योंकि हमने पहले एक commit किया था और उसमें वो चीज था, and in the next commit वो नहीं है, तो previous commit हमारे पास already है, so we can anytime go back to our any commit, right? So everything is keeping track. So
Sir, how can we access the previous commit?
yeah, there are commands for accessing previous commit. Actually, you will be pretty
Actually,
much
that's
confused
some
if we
advanced
will be going
commands. Okay,
in
we
that
will
depth.
learn them in later classes.
Yeah,
Okay,
there are like git log for viewing your old commits that you have made, like 3 to 4 commands. We will be introducing to you to those commands in the future.
Okay,
Because
sir.
we will be having more workshops. Okay, anyone have any doubts? You can ask me. I have free time so much. Today I am free.
So
There is
are
a question in the
the
chats.
platform.
You can see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
let me see.
Bikram Jyot, you were asking, what was your question, Bikram Jyot? Can you on
I
your mic?
think I can stop presenting, right?
Yeah. Just stop presenting.
Sir, sir, sir,
Yes.
I have wrote, sir, I have wrote the command. Then it is showing this, sir. Then it is showing this output.
Okay, you have run this command. Git
Permission
config,
denied.
Yes,
unable
sir.
to auto detect
You
in
just
this group.
Bikram Jyot, you contact me personally, okay? Any one of us, you just contact any one of us personally in that coding club group, okay? We will resolve your issue.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other one's question related to this? Supriya was
There
asking,
is
is it similar to SQL? No, Supriya, actually SQL is a very language related to databases. That is some different thing, and this software is totally different from SQL, okay?
so
And
there is a
there was a
question
question from,
Anshini
yeah.
Anshini
Just
Kumar,
answer
right?
that question, Prashant.
We have to use command prompt for the code. So it is your wish. You can use, if you are familiar, very much familiar with command prompt, you can run the commands with command prompt. And if you want to use the Git bash, but you have to download Git software, like it is necessary. Without downloading it, you can't be tracking your files. No, that's
Actually,
why.
Anjani, when you will download the Git software, no, then there is something called Git Bash where Prashant was writing all the commands. That comes
Yes.
inbuilt with that software. Okay, so it will be better if you use Git Bash. Otherwise, it's up to you. You can use any prompt, any terminal, anything. Okay. Yeah.
There is a question. Decisions. So
You Bikram Jyot, you just contact to Purnav, okay, in the group. We will resolve your issue, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else, any question, any
yeah,
doubt?
that this question from Bikram Jyot Singh Sethi, right? So have you entered the after config space git space config space dash dash?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I was entering that only, sir. I entered the email and
Yeah, just run git space config then space. There is a space, right?
Prashant,
And
we can
then
resolve this personally, okay?
okay, you can DM me in the poster. You will see our contact numbers.
Yeah, but I think Anubhav, this problem is going to be like with most of them because they will be installing the Git first time and it will again be asking this Git config, right? So it will be better if you just show them here only.
Actually, Prashant, you just open that Git bash and just run these commands first.
Yeah, right.
It will be better.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me present. I think the screen is visible.
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Okay, so this is our git bash. Clear it. And let's run the command git config dash dash global, and then we have user dot name. My name is, or my username is Arvind Prashant Kumar Ved, right? So I press enter and this is saved. Now for get config dash dash global user dot email, you will be running the command whatever your email is. For say my email is saga 2468@gmail.com. Okay, there is no error, I think, in my console. Yeah, are you still getting the error? Vikramjot Singh Sethi.
Yes, sir. Actually, when I entered email, it ran
Yes.
actually.
Oh, okay. And when you added the name user.name, did it run or not?
No, sir. Actually, I'm trying that.
Oh, okay, try.
Sir, it is showing the most similar command is config.
Can you present your
No,
screen?
so Vikramjot, just
You may
see
have a
and
typo.
yeah, you might have a typo. So just
It
don't
may
mess
be.
with the commands.
Yes, sir. Actually, sir,
Sir,
Yeah.
if we are trying to add our user, it is saying error.
Yeah, I think most of you are having some typo. That's
No,
why.
sir, it's working properly.
Sir, now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
working. Sir, now it's working.
Just wait, Prashant,
It
just
may
stay
be.
on this screen only. So
Yeah.
everyone, just see these commands and type these commands just letter by letter exactly like these only. Okay. Do not mess with them. If you have any typo, then it won't run. It will give you error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, by which command are you increasing the size of the text?
So,
No, it's not by the
by
command. Just press
It's
control
scrolling my
and
mouse.
scroll. Yeah,
So it's
scroll
just
the
screen.
mouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I was just by touching your two fingers and extending to your mouse pad, you can increase the size of the font.
Okay, sir.
And there is another, I think by laptop. What is that, Anubhav? Control, there is a shortcut, you know?
Control
No,
plus,
no, no.
I guess.
I
Yeah,
was telling
that
by
is control plus. You just use control and plus, that is the plus key. And if you will be using control minus key, it will reduce.
Yes, I got it.
I think now
control.
this error is removed, everyone. Vikramjot Sethi, is your error removed now? Is it running or
Sir,
not?
sir, it is showing now. Sir, it is showing configure location, file location, action
Oh.
type. Sir, it is showing something that.
You please just write as exact as this is written. Like if you will be making any, even a mistake of a space, it will produce an error.
No, no. Vikramjot, you are trying to like which command are you running? It in it?
Sir, the name one, the first one.
Just once, just check that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, sir, it is showing this only. Sir, I am sending in chat box.
Okay, okay.
Can anyone tell me who ran the command and that was working with them? Like
Yes, sir,
user.name.
working
Yes,
good.
sir, it was working.
So it's working
Okay, I
fine.
think then there is some problem with Vikramjot. It might be a something like typo error.
Sir, I think he's typing global.user.
What?
Okay, Vikramjot, you just
The error
contact any one of us person. Okay.
If you get the error is still, then you please contact us. Right now, we will be solving your error.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we are delaying here already. So if anyone have any specific questions related to any specific term or any specific query, you can ask, please. Fast.
What about other guys? Supriya, is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
I can stop sharing.
Okay. Roshan Kumar Shah.
Working fine, sir.
Okay.
Oh God.
And what about Nitish? Nitish Modi.
Sir, now it is working.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, sir. Actually, I wrote global.user.
Oh,
No problem.
no problem. Okay, so Anu, I think everything is pretty much clear to everyone. So you can move further if you want with the GitHub, right? Or
Utkarsha.
I think sir went to have dinner.
Yeah. So like
Sir
Anubhav,
is
is
here.
there anything for today?
Well, I
Like
think
any other thing?
should we move forward with GitHub or not?
I think we should continue this tomorrow because
Yeah.
there is going to be very much for today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
For
right.
today, it's too much. Yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you guys for being the nice audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If you have
thank you,
any
everyone.
doubt, you can just contact us in the group or personally. You know our numbers in the poster. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if you have missed any of the parts, so recording will be there, and you have still a day for the whole day for tomorrow. So just try it out, try to figure it out there, or if not, so tomorrow evening we'll cover all of your doubts and whatever the remaining parts over there. So
Yes,
yeah,
and
just
at
try,
least
to install
everyone
this.
please install the Git till tomorrow, because tomorrow we will be forwarding with the GitHub. So you should have Git installed in your laptops, because Anubhav sir will be teaching you how to make a repo or how to fork, how to clone. Okay, so you need to install your Git today or before the session, before tomorrow's session, right? Well,
So
okay
just try to
then.
cover it up,
Yeah.
whatever the part we have covered till now.
Thank you, everyone.